So far, 2020 has left most of us with not a lot of positive news. But last week, the Buzz of Madison County was excited to bring you the story of a new business development. And this week, we're pleased to bring you the news of a local business that has actually been able to make lemonade out of lemons. While many of us saw vacation plans thwarted by the virus this year, many turned to what, for some of them, was a new way to travel for the first time. We were able to visit with Christy Kirk of Modern Trailer Sales in Anderson, a family business now in its third generation. Amid all of the anguish and clouds of the pandemic, she said there were actually some silver linings found. Christy, was Modern Trailer Sales mandated to close during the preliminary stages of the shutdown?
Actually, we just had some restrictions. We were considered essential from the RV service side of it. So our service was in full operation. I wouldn't say full operation, but we were able to still operate and keep our technicians working. But we did have to send sales department home, and they had to work from home and by appointment.
So a lot of the sales were being done virtually. How did that go?
It actually went pretty well. We were able to, one, answer an abundance of questions over the phone and kind of help them navigate through the website. And we could also do FaceTime videos with customers in the units. So by the time they got here, they were already pretty serious about that's the one we want to buy. But we wouldn't always finalize the sale over the phone, but we would at least get it to a point that they were pretty confident that that's the unit they wanted. And then once they were pretty sure they were going to go with that particular camper, then they would make an appointment and come in and do a live walkthrough with the salesperson.
How's the transition been since actually reopening then?
It has been extremely busy. This thing is kind of on a roller coaster that we can't seem to slow down. And I say we as the industry, not just as a dealership, because we're not the only dealer experiencing this level of sales. You know, the manufacturers at this point, since they were physically shut down for 6 weeks, I think, they can't reproduce quick enough the inventory that we all need.
Some sources are saying that sales are up as much as 170%. How would you react to that?
I would say that that's a little high, but I would say that that 140% is what we're seeing here on a monthly basis.
Now, are a lot of your buyers first-time buyers?
Yeah, the amount of used inventory is low because we're just not getting the trades. And a lot of what we were selling, especially last month and in May, were what we would call an entry-level travel trailer. So they were new buyers, but now that the market is starting to get a little scarce, people are stepping up into more expensive campers. And we are seeing some of our repeat buyers, but the majority, I would say we're about 70% first-time buyers right now.
The market on fuel prices has been low. Do you feel like that's helping, if you'll pardon the play on words, fuel the sales?
You know, we haven't heard a lot of customers comment about that, but I would think that certainly would have some effect on, you know, their disposable income. But I think for most people, what seems to be fueling this is obviously things that are surrounding COVID-19, the fact that people don't want to go to hotel rooms, and this is something that they can do when all these other options have been closed down, and I think that's fueled it more than anything else.
Have you heard comments from anyone about they plan on working from their unit while on the road?
Absolutely. Just had a gentleman yesterday who works as sales distribution, and he goes all over the country, and basically he said, this is my own little bubble, and that is what I'm using it for, so I don't have to stay in a hotel room when I travel.
Does one particular style seem to sell more so than another right now, or are people grabbing just what they can get?
Predominantly what we're seeing people buy are bunkhouse travel trailers. meaning ones that have a bedroom for the kids. And as soon as one currently comes in, it's spoken for. They don't stay around very long. So that's what we were seeing people really gravitate to last month. Now it's just a matter of what do you have that can sleep our family that we can have now. And so they are going ahead and going into fifth wheels and bigger campers that maybe they wouldn't have bought if they would have had full choice.
Well, from your viewpoint, in retrospect, what are your thoughts about how this pandemic has affected us?
I think that we're still seeing people getting out with their families and in some ways turning this into a positive thing, meaning that they're taking the opportunity to do something that's more dedicated to family time as opposed to, withdrawing. So we like seeing, people getting out there and using camping for what it's meant for, and that's really about being together with your family and friends.
Modern Trailer Sales of Anderson, 3 generations strong. Christy Kirk, thanks to you and your family for what you do to make our community a better place to live. Support those small businesses in your community because your community's future depends on it. In Madison County, that's the latest buzz.